Do this before paying off your debt. It's going to make it a lot easier and a lot faster. You need some type of savings before you go hard on your debt. Let me explain. This is what happens when you start your debt payoff without savings. So you start paying off your debt, okay? And then somewhere along the journey, something unexpected happens. And it's really not about if it'll happen, it's about when it'll happen. So then you have to put it on a credit card because you have no savings to back you up. So you go further into debt and then you have to start the process over again. This is a very vicious cycle that is very common. And so many people want to jump right into it, understandably so, because you want that debt gone, but they don't know something called Murphy's Law, which means if anything bad can happen, it will. When you're in this cycle, it feels never ending because something always is going to come up and you're going to go further and further into debt and then you're trying to pay it off, but then something else happens, but then you have no savings, etc., etc. It's just a really bad cycle that you don't want to be in. So let's not do this to ourselves. You need to slow down in order to speed up. You need to build your savings first, whether that looks like just a small safety net or you want to fully fund your emergency fund before you jump into your debt payoff. Pick one of these paths and go down it. If you just want a small safety net, save $1,000 to $2,000 before you start your debt payoff so that you'll have a safety net to fall back on when those unexpected things happen. If you want to fully fund your emergency fund first, that would be 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Either one of these options is not going to happen overnight, right? This is a savings goal that you are going to have to work towards. If you go the safety net route, then you will be able to start your debt payoff faster. But then after you pay off that high interest debt, you're going to have to go back and fully fund your emergency fund. If you fully fund it first, then you have that already and then you can move on to your debt payoff, get debt free, and then you're free to do other things. It's really important to ask yourself what is more comfortable for you and your life and your situation, because I can tell you what I did and I will, but my life is not your life. Some people are not comfortable saving $1,000 or $2,000 only and they want to save the full amount, and that's totally okay. It's your journey. What I did was I saved only $1,000 before I went hard on my debt. It took me 1 year to pay off this debt. And yes, I did have things come up that I had to use some of that $1,000 for, but that's what it was for. It was my safety net, and I was able to rebuild it and then continue on my debt payoff. Once I finished my debt payoff, I went back and fully funded my emergency fund, and that's where it's at now. Now I've moved on to other goals like investing, etc. So like I said, what's more comfortable for you? It really depends on your life and your situation. And don't let somebody tell you that you have to do it one way or it's not going to work, okay? You do what works best for you. The most important thing is that you save something before you start on this debt payoff, because I don't want you to start paying it off and then have to go right back into debt, okay? So make a goal and start working towards it. You got this, friend.